Hey, so it's 6 in the morning, and I am here at Muzanzi Lake Resorts, Muzanzi Felix Resorts. I don't care. It is freaking gorgeous. And I needed to address um, this video that's going around on YouTube. And I think I'm entitling this one like what Rotimi got wrong, because I've seen the video like now about 4 or 5 times. And Rotimi, he's like the snitch, sorry, on Ghost, Power Ghost, Power Ghost, one of those shows. And then he actually is like really good Afrobeats. Now he is like a Nigerian based American actor, but he's like got these Afrobeats going, and he's got like all of these projects. So in this video, he's sitting there, and in the clip I saw, I probably need to see the whole article. He is talking about how there's wealthy in Africa and then there's rich in America. And like my homegirl, shout outs to her, really sent me the article, and she's like, Jay, is it true? So I'm watching the article because like, you know me, I'm trying to be like this truth teller and everything. And then I emailed her back, or like kind of voicemailed her back, and I was like, real talk, what he's saying is true. Like, I was really ready to like dig in and get down to the technical point and everything else like that. And I did say that I prefaced it with he started off with, if you have money. If you have money, you can be wealthy in Africa, but just only rich in America. And I was like, yeah, like you're not gonna come over to Africa on your McDonald's money. You're not going to come to Africa on your McDonald's money and then just bank and blow up the club and then have your dreams of P. Diddy and like fall into place. That was the campfire last night. But you can't. You legitimately can. You can make a plan, and you can have this better quality of life, a quality of life that you did not know, speaking as a Black American, could be afforded to you. This type of life is something that we see for others, or you have to do a certain level of hustling or balling or stripping or clapping to make it happen. And I sat down and I got real with her, and I was like, legitimately, what he's saying true. Like when he talked about the air is crisp and you just breathe, yeah. And I 100% when he said, in America, you breathe in problems. And yeah, and I was like, I don't know how else to explain it. But I told her that out here, um, I'm just finding these new definitions of me. Now, I did have to amend one of his points. And then when she called me back, I was like, ooh, like, no, he did get it right. Because I haven't set foot in America in almost like 3 to 4 years. But the point that I had to amend is like, just because you move to Africa doesn't take away problems. It doesn't mean that you have a 100% carefree lifestyle and there's absolutely nothing to work with. And she was like, yeah, but you're not dealing with the day-to-days that we get. And I was like, well, tell me what you mean. And when she was breaking down like how now she's filling up her car twice a week, but you have, the boss talking about you need to come do this, you need to do this. You're having to make decisions between this and this. You're constantly like a paycheck from poverty. You are legitimately like a paycheck from poverty. I was like, oh no, you're right. Because the things that I get frustrated about and the things that I'm dealing with, I was like, one, we choose. Like, let's say I'm doing a business deal with somebody, and the way that they're understanding my needs is frustrating. Like, we get frustrated with customer service, we get frustrated with language barriers. And I was like, but legitimately, there is a difference between what you're doing. So one, I don't want this video to be the flex. I want this video to be a moment of truth so you can put context to some of the things that I'm trying to say, do, or be. This is my morning wake up. You hear it. This is after 7 hours of sleep. You hear it. This is a weekend vacation. I chose it. This is a space I need to be me. I picked it. And what I recognize first is like being 100% real is that when I breathed in America, I breathed in not being a strong enough Black woman. I breathed in what you should be doing. I breathed in why didn't you do these things? I breathed in why is your money not long? I breathed in why are you not investing? I breathed in where are your sky miles? I breathed in what are you doing with your credit? I breathed in your numbers are 620 something versus a 700 such and such. I breathed in what about your student loans? I breathed in you shouldn't be drinking coffee. You should be making yours. I breathe in why are you eating out all the time? Because I don't have time to cook. I'm breathing in why do you need house cleaning help? You should be doing it all yourself. I breathe in. I breathe in so many societal norms of what my life should be, and not enough opportunities to be happy with designing or defining what I want it to be. I breathe in, look at your friend over there, they're doing this. I breathe in, they in a quality relationship, what's going on with you? I breathe in, have you checked your weight? That's why you're not doing such and such. I breathe in, you know there's preservatives in food, you should be eating like this. I breathe in, your diet should be like this, and da, 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 da. I breathe in, your colon should be cleansed out twice a week. I breathe in, I know that you have a job that is 8 hours, but you really need to do this extra work at home. You need to do this. I breathe in what you doing because I'm about to ruin the evidema style that you used to. And so what I'm saying is like I do remember, like I felt at one point I was getting it everywhere. Like, yo, I can't even see a Facebook status without somebody saying something. And then there's this comparison nature of social media that you just don't mean to fall into. You fall into, I see somebody wanting to do something. What I want to do that. Okay, I have to choose between setting up a vacation or, paying off this debt or whatever. And then there's a quality of some people with the ain't shitness. Like they just don't give a damn. They just, I know but it's like they just don't give a damn. They don't give a damn, and I'm not that person. I'm a person that I do pay attention to everything around me, and I do pay attention and making sure that I'm constantly making good decisions. And this was not the world that was promised to me in the early 1900s. Lord Jesus, I'm old, 1990s. Um, and so I did have to say that when I came out of America, I lost that additional pressures, and I was able to just produce energy around me that one recognized if I was self-inflicting these pressures or if they were authentically, things that I needed to focus on the outside. I have the PTSD of falling back into certain pressures, but I also have the beauty of it's no longer right there. So I pick and choose. I will be 100% honest that I was watching Todrick Hall's Straight Outta Oz, which is like one of the best productions ever, the other day when I was working on the treadmill. And in the midst of it, he has the song These Ain't Water Guns, which is really about police brutality. And it's about, the mass shootings and everything that's going on. This video and production he did is like 9 years old. And he turned around in the thing and said, we are Orlando. And I was like, shit, I forgot about Orlando. Like for a second, I was like, I forgot about the mass shooting in Orlando at the LBQ event. Like, has it really been that much that I'm starting to miss and get things mixed up that are these really grand serious events and just these tragedies but we're losing them because there's so many more. And that is like a lot to deal with. And so I'm about to come down here to the pool. Um, I am noticing that out here I pick and choose my American news. I pick and choose my things to care about, my things to do. And for me and my mother, I'm happy my mother's not burdened down with these stresses. We wake up and find joy. We wake up and have time to sip coffee and talk to each other. We get to reminisce over stories. And like I said, this is not about a flex. This is like almost a blessing and thank you to God, um, to give you an idea of I am a school teacher. I work remotely online, tutoring and teaching. I, at one point in time, was heavy in administration on the track to be a principal. Quietly, I was working principal duties without the title all the time. And what I had to recognize is in that chase of success, I felt like, or I recognized that I was chasing the position, and not necessarily, I don't even want to say the purpose or the passion, because I do feel like that's some of the stuff that's hyped to you. You must be working in your purpose. You must be working in your passion. No, player, you must be working in, getting an income. You get to decide with your income what you want to do. If you want to turn around and be self, if you want to do whatever, you can. There's different methods to get to what you need to do. I think you should be strategic and know your methods. But out here, because I constantly talk about money, but I need to let it be known. And I told her, like, I work a teaching job. Now, everybody should know teachers are grossly underpaid. So instead of me being upset and getting frustrated about being underpaid, fighting for that, I moved to a location where that underpaid has overvalue. So I make a South Carolina teacher salary. That's one of the ones on the low totem pole. Let's be honest, that's not the best salary to make with a master's degree, with full certification, with 20 years in education. That's what I make. And with that monthly salary, what I have to recognize is one, I chose to be an entrepreneur. I chose to have two businesses that I invested in this past year, which are both website based. So there's money that be involved with that. There's marketing to be involved with that. There are events and planning that's involved with that. And I chose to become an agricultural farmer with my rabbit farm, which means that I'm paying for buildings. I'm paying out salaries. I am, reconstructing and building this. I'm paying for food and feed. I am dealing with water issues. I chose these things on top of moving my mom out, um, on top of living in the lifestyle I have and having a staff. I did all this on a teacher salary. And yes, I get to situations where I'm tight, like, whew, but I chose it and I can do it. And when we talk about Rotimi said, I really need like a chair right now. Like, let me see if I can grab a seat. Um, it is the idea of what Africa already is has been such a lie to us. And I think the bigger lie is what you can attain if you come home. I'm not telling you to move, I'm telling you to visit. I'm telling you to get to places where you can journal without cause, get to places where you can let nature speak the things it needs to speak to you, let you align, let you ground, let you grow, let you experience an ease of not having to pretend or promote what your mask is wearing and be able to find into that space. Like, you should be living life with pieces of peace around. That's very possible. Everything does not have to be a stress level. Everything does not have to be a problem that needs a solution. Not everything. Some things should just be working naturally in what it should be. And this is what I get for being up too early. Because you sleep in, you rest, you get into these spaces. And even now, there's so much going on in my world, in my life, that I'm able to come out and plan and be around beauty. This is Africa. I've said it before, like, this is Africa. This is Africa. I'm doing a whole video on this, but this is Africa. This is a lake here. God, I want to cry. This is emotional, excuse me. This is my life. These are moments that God has whispered to me that I get to experience if I turn around and have patience and peace enough to know exactly where I am. These are moments where He can remind me of how great He is and what He can do. We are constantly going to have noise around us. But when that noise becomes the numbing, and that numbing becomes what we think is nurture and how the world is supposed to be, you've got to take a step back. They don't get to dictate what the world is supposed to be for us. We're supposed to dictate that. For me, you've worked too hard. To my homegirl, so she can hear this, and I'll tell her start at 17 minutes. This is what I have to say. So to you, if you're listening, baby, I absolutely love you. And the first piece of misinformation that has been fed to you, to me, is that we were not good enough. Because if you take all the bags and the baggage that we've had to run with, and all the times that incompetent people got to guide our way, and all the times when somebody looked at you and told you you wasn't cute enough, good enough, or you didn't do enough and you weren't worthy, and when you take all that pain that people want to celebrate and be like, girl, you're so strong, because you don't know the freaking hell I went through to have to stay in this morning. But when you take all of that, like in training, and people set you out to run a race, when you get to the rest of the world, baby, you Usain Bolt. You have this skill set that is absolutely amazing, that can turn around and push you and persevere you through these obstacles that don't exist in other places. You're freaking amazing. And yes, we've had to work 4 times as hard to get half as far. But we don't know what that's like because we work it every day. So you're absolutely worth the choice of determining what you want the rest of life to be. You've done your 40 years. 40 years and a mule. Well, okay, it was 40 acres. Sorry, forgive me. But like, let's say you've done it. You've done it. At what point in time, all of that is birds, y'all, do you get to say, good? At what time does your God get to say, well done, my strong, faithful, willing servant? Because the thing is, ain't nobody gonna give it to us. Child, they couldn't give us a good relationship. Child, they couldn't give us decent jobs that see our worth. Child, they can't give us a back rub without trying to go in and get a feel for themselves. They can't give us, we have been taught that they're not going to give us anything, and we're constantly asking for the gift. We have constantly asked for the gift to the point where we told you when you can give it to us, how you can give it to us, how you can wrap it up. I am taking my shit. For me, to be honest with you, I love who I am now. When they call me boss or boss lady, it makes me proud. And it ain't the first time I've been called boss or boss lady. I've been called boss lady in the States, but I had to act like I was humble with it or whatever. No, I am a boss lady. I make people's dreams come true. I empower them. I create. I build. And I should not be ashamed or humbled down or bow your head and be proud and, don't let it go to your head. Don't do this. Don't do that. What? I've been in a life of don't do's. But I did it. And I can't be in a space where I can just celebrate all that God gave me the talent to do. You can call it rich, you can call it wealthy, you can put a monetary value to it. For me, I put peace of freaking mind to it. So I have someone who does my laundry. I'm grateful. I have someone who likes to cook for me and this family. I am grateful. I have a house that makes me proud. I'm grateful. I have friends who see me in different light. I am grateful. And there is a space for people who just want to turn around and give gratitude for the blessings they've been given in life. And you can get stuck in America, baby. But America makes you feel like you should be blessed for every little crumb and crumble that you have. There's more. There's absolutely more. And they hide it from you because they never want you to know what you're truly valued at. You are valued at so much more. I was trying to make like this grand exit, but it ain't gonna work. Let me see if I can do this. Strip off the BS. Watch the booty jangle. My mom's gonna be so ashamed of this one. But I am. I'm getting to do my moment of just being able to do. Oh, a beautiful morning in Rwanda, Africa. Oh, with birds, lake, pool, water, coffee in the morning, beautiful sun. Thank you, God, for letting me know this life.